Hello guys, welcome back to this tutorial. We are here bringing you this snake game tutorial which is just done with HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Okay, are you just a fresher in coding? Are you also a professional? This video is for you, I bet you. So watch it, bring your critique about it in the comment section. Okay, it's a video tutorial that I made using JavaScript specifically. Okay, now and I made it such a way that once you load the game, as I just load the page now, it prompts you to enter your name, and I quickly do that. And once you enter your name and OK it stores your name and you are to begin playing. You are to play as the instruction says. Use arrow keys to control the snake. Alright. So if I press the right arrow key, it begins to move rightwards. Left arrow key, it moves in that direction immediately. However, initially I made it such a way that once you load the game, it begins to move rightwards. But in this case, you are now the one to decipher the direction it will take on set. Alright, so let's just see it and play the game and see. So I'm supposed to move it such that it will be touching or colliding with the food that is given to it. And as it is colliding with the food, it is incrementing in the size of the snake, as well as the scores are increasing by 5. And it is expected that after 4 times, the big food should appear. And the big food disappears after 15 seconds if you don't touch it. Okay, so and if you get below the score of 100, you will have a message for you. And if you get from 100 and above, there's also a score or a message for you. Okay, I was able to hit that big foot as you saw it, and the snake is increasing gradually. I just want to play it so we get maybe beyond 100, and then you will see. Even if you don't get it, you also see for yourself. Just keep following this tutorial as we bring you the full gist of the game. Alright, it is 80 now, so still playing. The food are positioned at random places using the JavaScript command math.random. Okay, so we'll explain that gradually. Still playing. I just want to make sure we reach 100 so that you see the message. Okay, at this point I can hit the end. Okay, game is over. Dear Gabitek, your score is 120 points, and then you OK it. It says congratulations Gabitek, you have done well because I went beyond 100 or 100 and above. Alright, and when you OK it again, you will see at the base, I mean at this point, the name. So stay tuned and watch this tutorial as we bring you the full gist. Okay, let's do it. So here's the folder I created, and I named it snake game video. Alright, so we are developing this tutorial from the scratch. I'm creating more folders where the files will be. So this, I will name it HTML. Then I also name or have more folders. Another folder for JavaScript and another folder for CSS. Ordinarily, I would have loved to use internal CSS, but for the clarity of this work, it's good we make it external CSS. So this is CSS and this is JavaScript. So to open this folder, in the VS Code, right click, open a terminal, and then Of course, you could load VS Code first and then call this folder into it, but I would like to load this folder directly from here. So as the terminal opens, type code dot and then enter it. So this is a video studio code editor which we are going to use for this tutorial. In this case, inside the CSS folder, I will name the CSS file that I'll be using snack game dot css. I'll do the same for the HTML. I wonder why it's taking time to load. So here, snack game dot HTML, and finally here snack game dot js. So this is JavaScript file. Ordinarily, I would like to break the screen so that you'll be seeing both of them at the same time. So while the JavaScript is on this place, let me quickly work first on the HTML. So in the HTML, okay, I will explain this at the end of the code. Okay, so just watch as I code them.
Yeah.
Whew, let's get at it. Okay, leave. So context dot style string. Let's use this. Fast. I never finish. After trying the big food, the next thing should be to check for the snack movement. Yeah. right, let's go to the next one. Okay, we proceed. Okay, default time, set timeouts comes the function. All right. Right, with Prochama. Okay, save the work. Let's reload. Give us net over. It has not been initiated, so we are still at this point. Let's go back. Okay, keep watching. Okay, let's see if this works now. All right. Okay, it's um not yet showing the necessary things. Head is not defined. 80.1. Okay. 80.1. Okay. If head. So an head has not been defined. Const head. Okay. All right. Okay, since it is showing that it is on line 80, 80.1 that the error is coming from. So I just realized this line 80 should have been under this function that we defined here. This function that is moving the snake. So from this line 80 down to this place is not under any function. So ordinarily, we are going to cut this and put it inside. Okay, so that is where the error is coming from. In this case, once it's pasted there, it is now part of the function that moves the snake. Okay, so I will still check it again and know what the problem would be, whether it will run now and give us what we want. Okay, so let's go back, refresh the page. Okay, Garbage. It begins to move immediately. It begins to move immediately. However, I would like to remove that movement by doing this now. Okay, and I also found out the food is not showing. So maybe I would like to use, instead of using this hash code for filling the index, let's use the proper name. Okay, so let this be um should do you have anything like dark red? Okay, then let this part be pink, dark red, pink. Then that will be for the tail, and this will be for the head. Okay, then I would like to remove this direction. Let me set it as empty strings. Okay, so let me reload this page now. It has been reloaded. So here, let me name it as Tony and okay it. The game is over. What is happening? Okay. Uncut error is not a function. Okay. Stroke. Oh, this is supposed to be stroke and not, the T is missing there. Alright, so let's go back to it and then rewrite it. So it's supposed to be stroke and not stroke or whatever. So that line is line 40 something. Okay, so here we change it. Let me run the page. So Tony again. Okay, the game is over. Your score. What is happening? Even without running the game, no, it's not supposed to be so. In that case, let's see where the error is coming from. All right, I think I've been able to debug the page to see where the error is coming from. In that case, um, let's say it is this way. Okay, yeah, okay. All right, as you can see, let's just say at this point we have to maybe indent it properly. So I would make this line end here, then this line of code ordinarily here should be there. Okay. Now the next thing where I found out we seem to be having an error message. Here we are supposed to be drawing big food. Yes, we are supposed to be drawing big food here. But then we're still having this because I copied what is on this line of code. So in this case, let's change this to big food. All right. So select that, still come to this one, change it to big food, select that. So it means that it is getting the big food on the X and Y axis, then adding it up to the box size and then multiplying it by value of pi times 2. Okay, so in that case, let's now reload this page and see what we have. Okay, so reloaded. Let me see if we still be having the same error. All right, I think we may be having correct. So in this case, as we have done, I'm still going to explain the lines of the code. Okay, I'm still going to explain the lines of the code. If I punch the arrow right, this leg will begin to move towards the right. If I punch the arrow down key, it will move towards downwards or just like that. So using arrow key to control the snake, now I'm gonna punch right and it moves so down so until it collides with the food. Good. So you can see the figures incrementing. I will still show you how we can make this slower, the movement of this neck, how we can make it slower. In this case, it's just moving, and I could decide to remove this black line that is segmenting each box. So each segment, all right, so this is it. I made the big foot to be blue and the smaller foot to be red. It's not actually incrementing the way it should be. You could see it. So the the code is not yet running very well. If not, I have passed the points have passed by I guess up to 20, 25. Okay, so if I okay it, it says, hey, sorry, Gabitech, try again. Your score is less than 100. All these are the codes we've killed in. So one thing I would want to do now before we go into explaining the code is I'm gonna remove this black line that is segmenting the snake and make it to just be like that. So there will be no lines, you will not be seeing the line. Another thing I will do also is to check where the problem is coming from, why the score is not incrementing. All right, so stay tuned. After doing that, I will also explain these lines of code, the ones that you need to understand and pay attention to it. I would like you to hit the comment section. Tell me what you think about this tutorial. Okay, so if you find it useful, try to subscribe on our YouTube page, okay, for more content and more coding tips. All right, so hold on, just hold on. So going back to the code, let's see where we didn't get it right. Okay, normally this particular value should have been not equals plus but plus equals 5. That means it gets the current value and adds 5 to it. So it is incrementing by 5. We could decide to increase this thing so that you could also see the effect. So if I decide to increase it, maybe let's say we make it, the first point would be 8. Yes, so it is incrementing by 8. All right, let me also change this. This is score, not score. Then another thing I would want us to change um, is that of the segment. Okay, of course I used black. So here I could decide to comment these lines of code. In that case, let's go back and rerun this. So I reload. You could either click on this point or Control R if you're using Windows to rerun the page. Okay. So in this case, let me use also Gabitech as before. So Gabitech, then I OK it. I also wanted to do some other thing to make it to begin to move automatically. But in this case, I still want it to be, at least because of this tutorial, that it moves when I want it to move. Remember, we've increased the first. I didn't get any points this time around. Okay, so for me not getting any points, sorry, Gabitech, try again. Your score is less than 100. No problem, I will try again. And when it finished loading, when it finished running the page, you could see it, the author that I had already I appended or I added it using the JavaScript inner HTML. So it is appearing on the base. That's where I want it to appear. Now, let me do some other thing I wanted to do before. Let me reduce the speed limit. So the movement of this would be at 0.15 seconds. So let me make this interval, its movement to be 150, no longer 0.9 seconds. So it may not be as fast as it was before. So in this case, let me run it. Maybe you watching this thing, let me your name, maybe your name is Henry. Okay, so let me use Henry. All right, so I OK it. Then I begin to move. You could see it is a bit delaying. Yeah, because I reduced it. You could see the black lines are no longer there, but the snake is actually increasing. All right, so we keep moving, and you could now see that the scores are now increasing. It is now 40. Before it wasn't increasing. All right, so I've eaten the big food, and the big food gives more mark. However, it seems I'm going to increase that big food, maybe to make it 15. Since I increased the score for the small food, at least this time around we should be able to reach 100. One, it is slow. Two, it is increasing very fast. So I must get the location where this big food is. I didn't eat it and it has disappeared. That's very good. Remember the problem of collision. Anyway, I think I'll be explaining this line of code gradually for better understanding. So I actually did not get the locus where that big food is because it is located. All right, so you could see it looking demure, right? I hope you're enjoying the game. At least it is slow now. Yes, but if you want it faster, you increase the time interval. So that is also what JavaScript helps to do. Okay, in this case, we could even reach 500 if we want because it is not fast. Eh, Depending on you who is controlling this snake and its movement. So that is it. I hope you're enjoying this game. I think I should try and collide on the body of the snake or on the wall of the canvas Remember, the name of the author has not been appended. It will append when the game has finished running, when the scores, when it has shown you the alert, maybe you did well or you did not do well. So it will show you the author's name at the base. All right, the snake is becoming too long. At this point, let me collide on the body. Bam. All right, I hope you're enjoying this gist now. So let's just take it gradually, and I'll quickly explain the lines of the code, both the CSS and the HTML. Okay, so at this point we scored beyond 100. That means if I should okay it, it says, congratulations Henry, you have made high points. You have made high points. So, but actually, I think he should have shown you what you scored. If you want to also add that, he should have shown you what you scored. Okay, so you could see your score here, 256. I think it's a more of at the, towards the very end or at the top of this canvas. So I will have to go and add more figures to bring it out of that margin. All right, so let's go back to the code. Now, on the HTML, I don't know if this mouse, yes, it is visible. I don't know if you are seeing this mouse, but you could see that in this HTML page, what you have here is just H1 strong to make it bold, and then the div container having a class name of game container, and then a canvas, which is this ID game canvas. It is also empty. So I probably made them empty elements so that I will put something to inside them using the JavaScript. Okay, so you see how we can manipulate the content of our document. That is what we talk about DOM manipulation. So document object model manipulation in JavaScript. Okay, so we make this empty so that we can add something to them using the JavaScript. All right, so I only wrote something on the HTML, which on the H1 I mean, where we wrote snake game tutorial, as you can see on this page. So snake game tutorial, and I want to give you a secret. Maybe you don't know about this. How you can add emoji on your, call it whether it is document Word, whether it's Microsoft Word, whether it is PowerPoint, whatever interface you're working on. You could actually, if it is something that demands you to write A, B, C, D, you could also place emojis. If you're using Windows, just type on or from on your keyboard Windows dot or Windows semicolon. I bet you will see the list of emojis that you have appear on your screen, and you will select any of them and put on the place you are working on. Maybe the emojis you are going to see on your own may not be like mine. You might be having maybe Windows 8.1, Windows 8, Windows 10, or whatever. Maybe you may not have similar emojis as you're seeing snake and gamepad on my own. All right, so that's why I imported this. Now let's delve into the CSS. What is even there? I only modified adding font family to the body, color on the H1, and then the game container, I added color to it. So on the border as well as the background color. All right, so the canvas I made it to display as block. Okay, then the author I did this font weight, making it bold here, and then the color, which I could also change from here. If I want the color to be affected, maybe a different color to be there, I could decide to change it. And since I'm working on, call it somewhat red interface, let me say I use blue, very deep blue. So you could see it. When I reload that page again, you will see that the name of the author will be written in blue color. All right, begin from the beginning. We began by assigning values to the variables that we declared here. The first variable here, we named it user, and is expected to prompt the user, whoever that is watching this tutorial. It is prompting you to enter your name. So it says, please enter your name with that prompt command. So once you enter your name, it takes it and stores it so that it will use it in the future. You will see where we're going to make use of it. Then we also saved canvas so that we can get this HTML element that has the ID game canvas. And then this CTX, which is context, we used it to save this name canvas.getContext. So we use this getContext property when we want to write something, when we want to draw something on canvas. And it's good to know canvas is an interface or a space where you can write or draw something while working on JavaScript. So while working with JavaScript, you use canvas when you want to draw. All right. Remember, in the previous tutorial we made, making or why when you want to draw maybe polygon using CSS, there's a property you use. You remember that? So the property, if you didn't watch it, you can go back and watch it. It's clip path, clip path. So, but in this case, this is canvas in JavaScript. All right. Here we have set the width and the height, making it 400 and 400. But it's going to increase according to the size or the length of the snake. So it has the width of 400 pixels, height of 400 pixels. All right. So let's keep going. Here we also define relevant values by assigning the box size. Box size now is the different boxes on the canvas. We gave it 20 pixels. All right. Now, in this case, we said let snake be this. We gave its value, or yes, its size using this array and objects. Of course, when you see this block bracket, this square bracket, it denotes array. And then when you see the curly braces in JavaScript, it denotes object. And objects are used to store values, like when you have multiple values. So figures and then their corresponding values. So on the x-axis, you should have 9 times the value for that box size. I could decide to change this box size to 20. It's still the same thing. And then on the y-axis, it is 10 times 20. It is still the same thing. It doesn't change anything. All right. So I'm going to leave it like this and then run it so you see that it is still the same thing. Now I made this direction to be empty. That's the point where I'm telling you that we could decide to make it such that once you load the page, enter your name, it begins to run. So the snake will begin to move according to the direction you gave to it. So in this case, maybe let me set the direction to be on the right. All right. So in this case, it moves rightwards once the page is loaded. Once your name is entered, it moves. Now we saved the food, which is the small food, as okay, generate food. All right. Now the score is set at 0 initially. The food count is also set at 0. This big food is given we assigned it to a data type using this null, as well as big food time and null, because we are going to assign value to it later. We don't want to leave it undefined. We defined it as null. All right. So these are types of data. So the way we can say data types in JavaScript. All right. Now we went further to create the function that will change the direction. In JavaScript, we talk about event listening or event handling. Okay, so event listening, we can listen to events such as when you click on a particular button, when you hover on a particular box, when you type down, that is on key down, on key up. These are events to mention but a few you could listen to in JavaScript. There are a lot of things you do in JavaScript. Maybe when you close a page, when you load a page, those are performing actions. So those are events that occur. You could listen to them. You could change from one selecting option to another. So that is event of unchange. Now let us not talk too much. Here we are talking about event of key down. So when your key is down, which is pressing, and there are keys you press. So we pass this parameter event as the name or as the key. So event.key, when it is equal to, remember in JavaScript, single equal to is assignment property or assignment operation or assignment, just as I said, property. Use it to assign value. Double equal to, you use it to, when you are comparing. So when it's equal in value. But triple equal to, when it is equal in value and data type. When it is equal in value and data type. Now, what does this line mean? If event.key, the key you pressed is equal to arrow up, and you have a key that is arrow up on your keyboard, and the direction is not going down, and the direction of the snake is not going down. In this case, it shouldn't negate itself. So, and is a logical operator. And is a logical operator in JavaScript. The triple equal to is a comparison operator in JavaScript. So this is a combination of a lot of operations and a lot of actions you could perform in JavaScript. As I said, event listening or event handling, and then you are combining it with the if logical statement. So in this case, when the arrow is going, when it is arrow key up that you pressed, and the direction is not going down, therefore the direction should be up. So the snake cannot, when moving towards the right, begins to move towards the left immediately. No. So even if you press that, it does not go. So this is what these 4 lines is talking about. This should not negate the other. So it should go up, it should go down, it should go left, it should go right. All right. Now at this point, we generated random food at random positions. Using this function generate food. Remember, we already declared it before now. So math.floor, math.floor is a JavaScript option that is used to create or set um it comes with what's it called now? So we use it to round down, not rounding up. So we use it to round down the figure generated to the nearest whole number, to the nearest integer. Okay. So just keep paying attention. Whereas math.random is used to create random numbers from 0 to 1. From 0 to 1. Pay attention to that. So when math.float takes any number it creates, maybe you have 0.34, it rounds it down to the nearest integer. Alright. So, and it multiplies it by the canvas.width divided by the box size, multiplied by the box size again. So this is the command you use to generate this food at random positions. So it's at random positions. The value it gets, it sets it on x-axis and on y-axis. Now I actually do not know if you can see me very well, but at this point, okay, still trying to explain how this food was generated, at intervals. So using the math.floor and math.random, okay, the math.random generates random numbers from 0 to 1, as I already said. Then math.floor runs it down, and then it positions it, multiplying it by the width of the canvas and then the width and the height on the x and y axis respectively. Okay. Now we went further to draw the snake using this function draw snake. Now snake, for each element, it looks over it. It looks over it, and then this dark red is for the head of the snake, and then the pink is for the tail. Maybe I don't think you've ever seen a snake that is of this color. Okay, but I made it just to make it obvious. All right. So we use this field of style when we're working on canvas, and fill.rect, to draw a rectangle, whereas fill.arc is used to draw a circular shape. Just like when we generated the food, we used fill.arc, as you could see it here. So, and the food for the small food, we made it red, whereas the food for the big food, we made it blue, as you could see here. So we still made it as an arc and not rect. All right. Now to make the snake move, we used these properties you are seeing here. Using this logical statement, if direction is up, then the head dot on y-axis should increment or decrease, and then assigning to the box size. Okay. So in that way, it still boils down, and we also use this logical statement now by making the snake to grow in length as well as on the maybe the score. Now the score we made it to be increasing by 10. Okay, maybe I'm going to at this point set 10 is too much. So let me leave it as 6, and then if food count is up to 4 times, is equal in value and data type, if 4, so it counts it 1, 2, 3, 4, then it goes ahead to generate the big food. That's what this line of code means. So it goes ahead to generate the big food. So that is if food count is equal to 4 times. Now, where did we even increment the with setting the value for the big food? So I want to set that big food to be more than that 10 that it is. Okay, look at it here. So if big food and head, so if it collides, that is, if it hits the big food, it should go ahead and increase the score by, let's use 15. No, 15. All right. So in that case, our big food will give us 15 when we eat it. All right. It goes back to set the big food at null, and then it clears the time out. But if it does not eat it, it goes out. All right. Now at this point, we talked about colliding. So if the snake hits on itself, this first line is if head dot x axis is less than 0. If head dot on x axis is less than 0 and on y axis is less than 0, or remember this double slash, that is straight slash, not bending slash. Okay, this straight standing slash means or in JavaScript. So if it meets the first criteria, it goes ahead to run this function. If it meets the second criteria, it runs the function. If it meets the third one, and the third one says head dot x greater than or equal to the canvas. In this case, if it goes beyond the canvas. You understand it now? And this snake dot slice is an array property that if it hits on itself, if it collides on itself, okay, my battery is low. So at this point, more explanation that we didn't give. Okay, and at the end of it, you could see what this tells us. Okay, so I think we will call it a wrap here. Let me increase this to 20 so that I'll bring out the field and then make this on 30. So this on x and y axis respectively. All right, so saving this work, and let's try running this page. Hope my battery will not go off immediately. Okay, it started moving immediately as I told you. Okay, so try this on your own and tell me what you learned in it. You could see the blue line is already here. So this one, the value came out here, is no longer on the edge. All right, so thank you for paying attention even to this point. Subscribe our page, and for more content, and tell me what you think about this tutorial. All right, thank you.